Hi, everyone. Welcome to my presentation. My name is Hannah Slava, and this is my senior capstone proposal presentation. And then my project name is called Teachers in the Pandemic. So a little bit about me. Again, my name is Hannah Slava. I am a digital media student from Leeward Community College that transferred to West Oahu about 2 years ago. I am a James Cabell alumni, um, and I am a creative media major with a concentration in general creative media. Um, in today's presentation, I'll be going over my plans for my project, my thesis statement that I have been researching for the past semester and will be continuing to prove throughout the year. And then I also will be going over the objective and rationale of my conducted research and addressing the significance of my proposed project of my research. So my thesis statement for my paper and my project overall is that the effects of the pandemic resulted in an increase in teacher loss due to lack of administrative support, increased job responsibilities, an unhealthy work environment, virtual learning, and external stressors due to the fear of COVID-19. So the objective and rationale for the research that I have conducted is that I chose this topic because of my goal of becoming a teacher and a desire to create a better experience for myself and my fellow educators. As an educator in the DOE, I have witnessed the mistreatment and struggles of teachers, the lack of support they have received, and how it has affected them. As a paraprofessional tutor and educator myself who works alongside teachers, I have also experienced some of that mistreatment, stress, and pressure, especially during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Many have turned a blind eye to how teachers are feeling amidst the pandemic and what kind of support that they really need. For my plans for this project, it will be a capstone project. My project will be a docuseries consisting of multiple episodes. It will be about an estimated 5 to 7 episodes. The first episode will be an introduction. It will cover my entire project as a whole, my agenda, and my findings and research that I have. And then the next episodes will be the different factors that I'll be listing, and then ending with a conclusion. I will be investigating the different factors affecting the mental health of teachers and causing a teacher shortage. And as stated in my thesis, it is the lack of administrative support, increased job responsibilities, unhealthy work environment, virtual learning, and external stressors due to COVID-19. In my docuseries, I will be conducting interviews with DOE teachers, educators, and administrators. I will be asking questions and having discussions with them regarding the different factors as listed above. Some examples of questions that I may ask will be, what does mental health mean to you? In what ways has COVID affected teaching for you? And what has pushed you to consider leaving your teaching profession during the pandemic, and why? In addition to that, I will also be gathering personal teacher experiences regarding the stated factors. So for my project, I believe that it will be appropriate for the research conducted because it will bring attention to the topic of my paper, as well as my research findings. So although attention has already been directed to the issues regarding teacher mental health, my project will increase it. So my docuseries project will address each of the factors affecting teachers' mental health that is driving the teacher shortage. It will also show that these factors still exist, proving that the stated issues continue to be an ongoing problem. So by addressing these issues, I would hope that my teacher interviewees become inspired to speak up to administration and have discussions where long-term solutions may be proposed, especially for those teachers who are afraid to speak up. I also hope that teachers also take actions by setting boundaries as to create a healthy environment for themselves. And additionally, I would hope that by this, administrators do start or even continue to support their teachers after being shown new research on my end on teacher mental health. Moving on to the significance. Significance 1. My project is significant because it will create a deeper understanding and meaning of my research. Now that I will be including personal experiences from teachers in the HIDOE, moving the audience, and it will also move the audience to really open their eyes to the well-being of the teachers and to create solutions. For future implication, it will then have a decrease in teacher shortage and separations. Significance 2, my project is also significant because it creates a new foundation in the education system for me as an educator and future teacher. It is important for me as an educator and for my fellow educators because our mental health and well-being is just as important as our students. As educators, we put our students first. And so we are always expected from administrators and parents and the students themselves that we give 100% to our students. But we are unable to if we are not 100% due to the factors listed earlier. And with future implications, with this project in place and my docuseries released in the future, followed by a change in the education system for me and my fellow educators, it cuts the amount or even the intensity of the issues that affect our mental health, therefore creating a healthy work environment for us. For my data, I have found from the Office of Talent Management, Hawaiʻi DOE, that there is an estimated ratio of about 843 students to 64 teachers in the Hawaiʻi DOE. And so looking at this ratio, we can see that teachers are outnumbered and there are more students than the teachers can handle. So it is proven, not just in the HIDOE, but in many situations, that the larger the number of people that has to be handled, the more work responsibilities there are. And so with this project, kind of diving in to that teacher shortage, we can kind of push maybe a movement to then to solve these problems and factors that are going on, so that this ratio doesn't have to be such a big difference. My next data just shows Hawaiʻi DOE teacher separations as reported by the Office of Talent Management, Hawaiʻi DOE. You can see the different reasons here. The first one would be leaving Hawaii, meaning moving out of state, transfer to a non-teaching position in the DOE, transfer to non-teaching position out of the DOE, workplace environment, meaning that they could not handle or did not like the workplace environment. The next one would be family, personal, or other reasons. And then the next one would be that the teacher has retired. So you can see here from the last 5 school years up until the school year 20 to 2021, you can see the trend in numbers here that it has been high in 16, 17, 17, 18, and 18, 19. But you can really see that the numbers stay fairly high in school year 19 to 20 and 22 to 21. And this is where COVID has hit in 19 to 20 and in 20 to 21 where the pandemic is still going on. So therefore, that is why there is a teacher shortage. My target audience will be DOE teachers and administrators. As mentioned before, yes, DOE teachers and administrators are aware that these issues are happening. But there are many teachers who are not speaking up, and many administrators who are actually not aware of, sometimes are not aware of their behavior or that they are not supporting their teachers enough. So by this project, they are my target audience so that I am able to reach them further. My second target audience would also be DOE students, because a lot of students do not realize that sometimes their behavior or that the amount of them in class are the reason why teachers' mental health are being affected. And so I would want to reach out to these two or 3 audiences as a whole. For my proposed solution with my project, I want the outcome to be that I'm creating a movement to speak up and come up with solutions and changes. So by sparking these discussions with teachers and administration, hopefully I can sit down and kind of create solutions for them, or even just talk about the problems so that they can kind of analyze what is going on and try to propose solutions for their teachers. So overall, discussions spark people to take action. For my preparation and process, for pre-production, I just had my research paper that I have been working for the past semester. And then later in next semester, I'll be brainstorming ideas for my docuseries, creating interview questions, contact and request interviews, and forward questions, storyboard my shoots, and creating a shoot schedule. And with production, I will be doing equipment rentals, filming and recording interviews and B-roll, recording my own voiceovers, and then editing. And for post-productions, I will just be uploading and sharing my docuseries episodes. For my deliverable, as I've mentioned before, I'll be doing a docuseries. So I'll be just doing coverage of the factors of mental health and teacher shortage, personal teacher experiences, pre-COVID and during, to kind of see that contrast, holding teacher administrator interviews, and diving into why the listed factors are occurring. And sparking discussions about solutions and changes that can be implemented with admin and teachers, and then later posting my docuseries online to reach not just the teachers and admin that I'm interviewing, but beyond that. And thank you for listening to my presentation. Any questions?